Okay students, so today we will be starting with the continuing the Linux portion that we have learned in the previous class, that is the some basic concepts of Linux, some basic commands that are used in Linux. Okay, so we have already done those commands, we have already seen those commands in the previous class. Today we will be talking about the mostly very important part of Linux and very critical part of Linux, the Linux directory structure. See, the Linux directory structure is not like our normal Windows directory structure. If it was like our Windows directory structure, we wouldn't have studied it, because the Windows directory structure is so easy. You all know from childhood. I think from childhood, almost from class 1 or class 2, when you got your first computer, or when you just sat in front of anyone's computer, any friend or any cousins or any relative's computer, you have seen that the Windows contain the main two or three hard drives, not actually hard drives, the logical partitions of hard drives, the local disk C, that must be there, in which Windows is actually installed, the local disk E and the local disk F. There may be 3, there may be 4, someone keeps 3, someone keeps 4, someone keeps even 2, someone even keeps 1. Okay, so anything you can see in the Windows, we all know those are very much common to us. Because why? Because we are very accustomed with Windows. From that very childhood we are working on Windows, not on Linux. But Linux is a operating system that you should study. You should start studying from this class only. It's a very good initiative to keep Linux in your studies, in your computer science chapter, okay, as a computer science chapter, because some preview concepts of Linux are very much important for you in later life. Because in later life, if you are going to pursue computer science, you will be needing Linux, in fact, all the time. You will be needing Linux, in fact, all the time, because Linux is the best friend of any programmer. Just note my words, Linux is the best friend for any programmer, and also the best friend for any kind of ethical hacker. Okay, since I am doing it in Ubuntu, one of the Linux distributions, the name is Ubuntu. Okay, so this Ubuntu is not that much equipped with those hacking tools, but I have Kali Linux also installed in my machine. Okay, that is actually used for any kind of hacking, any kind of penetration testing, website hacking, any device hacking. Okay, we can do anything. Okay, next, Linux is also used in servers. Okay, in many kinds of servers, many kind of websites are actually Linux based. The server is actually Linux based. Okay, because Linux is one of the most secure operating system. Why, if you ask me? So I will show you one thing. Suppose I write over here sudo. So it's giving me some sudo is actually, what should I say, is sudo is a command. Okay, so if I just write sudo means I want to access it at the top of its privileges, that we will see the root privilege. Okay, sudo sudo apt get install gcc. Suppose let's write something. So it's asking me for the password, because the sudo is the top level priority. That means it's like a president of a country. So it's like president of Linux or the prime minister of Linux. It has the top priority. So I have to go through many verifications before I can access the sudo. So what verification do I need? I need to enter the password that I have entered while logging into the system. So I will need to enter the password. So watch the password carefully. I think you have heard me type the password, but have you seen any password appearing on the screen? You haven't. If I hit enter, see, it's getting all the work done. It is just getting all the, see, done, everything is done. Getting newest version, GCC is already in newest, because this is already in newest version in my computer, in my laptop, so it's not an issue. But as you can see, you can't see any password, because that's a privacy matter. Suppose you are working beside your employee, beside any kind of colleague in your office. Do you want him or her to see your password? No, not in fact. Okay, so you can use Linux there. Okay, because Linux is that secured operating system. It's at very high security. In fact, it's almost impossible to exploit Linux, because it is so much secured. But why we don't use it in our daily life? Because we don't know how to use it. We are not taught to use it from the childhood, because for installing a simple thing in Linux we have to write commands. But in Windows, what you can do, you just write download something like that. Okay, you just write download something and then you can just go on. Okay, download, suppose if I will write a download Google Chrome. Okay, if I write download Google Chrome, okay, like if I click on download Google Chrome, it will download it, but it will be for Windows, not for Linux. So if I want to download Google Chrome, see, if I want to download Google Chrome for Linux, suppose if I click on this, it will be downloaded for Windows, not for Linux. Now if I want to download it for Linux, what I have to do, I have to simply write commands. So sudo apt, this is the command to download anything, apt get install. So this is the command for every common thing, and next after install you have to write the name of the software that you want to install. So hit enter, then you have to give the password. Again I am typing the password, but you can't see even a letter to it. Unable to package Chrome. Okay, have I written the spelling correctly? CHROME. So if I write Google Chrome, and I should keep that in quotation. I should keep this one in quotation. Next, if I hit enter, unable to locate package. I think Google Chrome is not like that in the name. I should download Chromium otherwise. So the Google Chrome will automatically be installed. Sudo apt-get install Chromium, CHROMIUM. Okay, done. Next, again enter the password, hit enter. Chromium has no installation candidates. Actually, then I need to however the following packages, replace it. Okay, Chromium -BSC. Let me run this one. Yes, why? Yes, this package will be installed. Okay, so 0% working, so it's being downloading the package. See, connecting to Ubuntu archives, so it's downloading, actually waiting for headers. So it will download actually all the files that are shown over here. Okay, see, it's downloading. See, the speed is shown, the time is being shown, 10 seconds. See, it's already downloaded like that. See, there are some problems that are related using Linux that some basic users that can't do. Okay, the basic users can't do this. That's why there is the problem. Okay, but if you want to hit download Chrome, then it will be downloaded for Windows, not for Linux. Okay, so that's the problem using Linux. Why we don't use Linux in from the childhood, we use Windows, because Windows is easier to use. You don't need to write any commands, just click something, it will do it for you. Okay, but in Linux you have to write the commands for a specific task to happen, like installing, downloading, anything type of. Okay, apart from this, let's come to the main portion, the Linux directory structure. This slash that you are seeing, it is a top level directory. It is actually known as the root. It is the root directory, ROOT, the root of the grass that you see, the root of any plant. That root, the root is the top level directory. So you can just think of it as a prime minister or the president of Linux, the top level priority or the top level directory that you have in the Linux, which is very, very, very hard to access. You can't even access that root folder if you don't have the correct access permission to access it. You can't even open that. Okay, because it's very, very secure and it's very, very encrypted, and it is a very top level directory to achieve. Okay, so under this root you can see the classifications. Many classifications are being made. First classification comes as bin, then dev, then all other things are coming. So first we will see boot. I think boot is not written over here, /boot. No, it's not there. I will show you, 1 minute. I will show you where the boot is. Other locations, computer. See, this boot. See, this is the root. The computer that you are seeing over here, this computer, this is the root actually. This is the root. See, a slash is given. As you can see, only a slash is given. See, just only a slash is given. That means it is the root. Next comes this boot. Now if I go to boot, now if I hit over here, no, not there. So if I just right click on it and I click properties, you will see boot. Folder name is boot. Okay, now permissions. See, owner is root. See, owner is root over here. It's showing owner as root. Now this folder name is boot. Okay, the parent folder is this thing. Okay, let me go into the boot. So now it will show you the folder of boot. Now see, /boot. Okay, /boot. So this boot, what is kept over here? What does Linux keep inside this folder? Actually, it keeps the files that are regarding the information that is required for booting the system. Booting the system means when the system starts actually. The file, see, memtest86.boot. Actually, it tests the 32-bit memory. You don't know what 32-bit memory is actually. Okay, system map, actually it maps every memory location to every to the memory controller. Okay, these three system files: system map 5.4.0.40, 5.8.0.20, 5.8.0.53, all are generic files, so you don't know. See, memtest.elf, this elf file is understood by the processor of your computer. .bin file means it is a binary file, it's understood by the processor of your computer. See, again there is a bin file, so this file is understood by the processor of your computer. It is actually multi-boot file. See, memtest plus multi-boot, over it is only memtest, it is only memtest. Okay, these are all the files that are needed to boot your system successfully. If you delete any one of them, you can't even delete. Okay, I can't delete. See, if I click delete, see, it's not even taking the delete. It's just giving some weird sound, just ting ting sound, and it will not delete in fact. Okay, because I don't have the permission to delete this. I can't even do anything. If I want to create any folder, see, the new folder icon is blocked over here. See, the new folder icon is blocked. I can't create a folder. I am clicking hard, but I can click that because I don't have the access. That's it. Next comes the /etc. Where is etc? Yes, see, this one is /etc. Okay, so if I just open this folder and just click properties, see, the parent folder is shown as /etc. Okay, it is shown as /etc. So this is the folder that we are starting to study. So it contains the configuration files for the system. Many types of configuration files the system uses. Okay, like this apt, the apt we have seen just to do that installation, Bluetooth, calendar. Okay, next DHCP, this is a dynamic host connection protocol that the computer uses to connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay, the Wi-Fi, connect to the Wi-Fi it uses, or any kind of broadband connection, or any kind of what should I say is that Ethernet connection. Okay, this type of things. Next, the Perl is one of kind of network manager. It manages a network. VPN. Okay, many kinds of things are coming. Grub is actually the bootloader for Linux, default bootloader. Genome is actually the theme for Linux. Okay, now many things I can tell you. Chat script, these are some scripts. Next comes. There are many things. DPKG, this is one module that can convert any kind of what should I say, Debian file to executable file that is executed by the Linux. Actually, you won't understand what I should say right now because these are very in-depth knowledge about Linux. Okay, so I won't give you overload of knowledge because that's not required. So almost you can know that /etc, this folder contains all the system configuration files that configures the system. Okay, next comes the /etc/init tab. /etc/init tab, this is the only thing that is being asked over here. Let's search, let's see where is the init tab. Init over here init d, init ram, init s, IP route. Okay, it's not, I can't find it. Let's search init init tab. Oh no, it can't find. Okay, so it's, I think it's named differently in my system. Okay, it's named differently in my system. So let's do this init one only. Okay, this init, what this init contains, see, this init contains nothing but it is a file that describes the processes and starts on boot. Okay, init, the full form of init is initialization. Okay, the full form of init is initialization. You will learn this in programming. Okay, when you will start programming languages, you will learn this in programming. Initialization, what is the meaning of initialization? Initialization means starting with the initial value. Okay, just initializing, just starting something. Okay, that this is the init file, init folder, this init.d, init ram, init ins service, IP, not this one, this three, I think these three are the folders that are actually used to initialize any kind of thing. Okay, next, is there anything left over here? No. Okay, so init gone. Next comes fstab, f with f, let's see, fstab, see, fstab, this is a file actually. Okay, this is a file. What is being written for the file, inside the file? Actually, it contains the descriptive information about floppies, CD-ROMs and so on. So see, floppies are almost obsolete nowadays. Now CD-ROMs are still in what should I say, is in action nowadays. There are some laptops, some desktops which also support CD-ROM. Okay, so this CD-ROM, all the informations regarding the CD-ROM and floppies are stored in this file, this fstab. Okay, this file. Okay. Next comes the etc slash password, password. Let's see where is that file folder. P, with P it will come. So PASS, is it not there? PASSWC, there is it, there it is. See this three file, one file, two file, three file, these three files. Okay, what is this kind of file? This is a file that contains the user definitions. Okay, it contains the user definitions. Password, that means all the passwords that I enter into the system are stored in this file. But if I want to open this file, will it open for me? The PAM configuration file like shadow pwd service include common password, it is not showing me the actual thing. Okay, it is not showing me the actual thing actually. Okay, because I am not I am actually not the correct person to see this thing. Okay, so that's not showing me all this. Okay, so it contains all the system passwords that are being used inside this. Okay, used inside this, it contains all those passwords, all the passwords that are being used in the system. Okay, so done. Passwords, it only configures the user, is the user definition files. These are our user definition files. Next comes /bin. Okay, let's get out of etc, now come to bin. Where is bin? Bin is there. Yes, there is bin. So this is /bin. So if I just right click over here and click properties, you will see, oh no, it's not like that. So just let it load. It's loading. So just while it is loading, let me just tell you, it contains the most important programs in binaries. Okay, see, it contains the most important programs. See, these are all files. This is a Python file. This is a Python file. These are all files. This is a bash file. Okay, bash bug. These are all files that are actually used in your system. Like suppose if I click this, so see, there are many kinds of apps inside this, running inside this. Okay, so these things are actually, what should I say is, this file, the files related to this system are kept over here. All the apps that I have installed, everything is over here. Okay, that's why it's called bin. Okay, bin is the most important programs that are on the system needs to operate, such as shell, ls, grep, all these commands. apt, see, apt is written over here, apg is written over here, many kinds of things. You can just scroll down and any kind of thing you can encounter. Okay, next come to sbin. Okay, sbin, see, let's go get out of here, let's find out sbin. Yes, over here it's sbin. See, sbin, if I just double click it again, it's loading because many files are there. If I click properties, see sbin, it's written sbin over here. Okay, what this sbin contains? The sbin contains system admin programs which can only be run by the root user. This sbin contains the admin programs which are only be run by root user. So see, aerodump ng is airmon, suppose aerodump ng. Okay, I see this program aerodump ng, or let's say airmon ng. Okay, airmon ng, just let's run airmon ng. So if I write airmon -ng, see what is given, run it as a root. That means it is not allowing me to run it, so I need to write sudo airmon -ng. Then it's asking me for the password. I will give the password. Then see, it's showing phy, the phy0, it is the chipset or the interface, WLP1S0, driver is IWL Wi-Fi, and my driver inside the computer, that is the NIC, in the network interface card. So it's Intel Corporation Wireless 3165 Revolution 79. This is a chipset. See, all the informations are being shown over here of my computer, of the network, obviously network informations. Okay, so by running it as a root, that is by running it as a sudo command, it's actually taking the thing. So these, all the files you can see over here are all related to the root user. Okay, only the root user can access all these files. Okay, no one else. Understood? Next comes the USR file, the USR folder. Okay, USR, where is the USR folder? I can see the USR folder. Yes, there is the USR folder, USR. Now if I just right click over here, see, no, if I just right click over here, it's see /USR, it's showing. Okay, so what is over here, let me tell you. In this folder is a directory that stores user applications and is usually the largest directory. This is all the user, what I store over here. What actually I store over here, I create some folder, I play games inside here, I can play some software over here, I can just run some software or do anything. All these are stored in this USR folder. Okay, this is user, you can just spell it as USER, user. Okay, user folder. Okay, because it's only related to user. Next comes usr/docs, contains documentations for user apps. usr/docs, so inside usr there must be any docs folder. Games include lib64, lib local. So see, there is no docs folder for me because I strictly prohibit documentation of any kind of apps. Okay, I strictly prohibit documentations of any kind of apps because I don't like it. I don't like them. So it contains some documentation. Suppose some readme files of any app. Okay, what the readme files contain, that how to use that app, how should I use that app, what are the main features of that app, all these type of things. See, I don't need that. I don't need what the app does because I already know the app, what the app does, and that's why I'm downloading it. So I don't download actually the documentation file. So there is no docs folder you can see over here. Next comes usr/share, this one, share, this folder. See, everything is there. Okay, contains configuration files for user apps. Okay, these are all the configuration files that are there for the user apps. See, GCC, as I have said, GCC is there, games is there. Okay, GeoIP is there. Okay, many things, all the apps that are running in my background are over here. Okay, are over here. The main configuration files of all the apps are over here. Okay, the files that the files that the app need to start. Okay, all these are over here. See, Python 3 is over here. Okay, Python apt is over here. All these are over here. Okay, next comes usr/src. src, see, this is source src. What is this src? It contains source file for user apps. These apps contain headers. See, Linux headers. These are source file. Okay, source file means the files that is needed to start one app. That is a source file. There is a code that is written inside any app. It is contained inside this src. usr/ inside the usr, the src folder. Okay, next usr/include. In include, see, is there include? Yes, there is include. Over here, see what is given, .h. All files are starting with .h. What are the .h files? .h files are nothing but header files. This total folder, the include folder, usr/include folder, contains header files that is required by the C compiler to compile C language. C is one type of programming language. C, Java, Python, these are all programming languages, but I am specifically talking about C. C program uses header files. Those header files are stored over here. When you run any C program, the compiler fetches the header files from this folder. Okay, from this folder the compiler fetches the header files. You will start to know header files when you learn C in higher classes, but not now, because header files is a complete separate topic. A separate book can be made on header files. Okay, so I am not going in depth. Next comes usr/local. Yes, there is local. See where this local word, see, if I click on properties, see usr, no, not there, over here. If I click on properties, see usr/local, it's appearing, the path is appearing. So over here what is content? It is where the apps and files are housed or stored that are strictly on the local machine and not shared by other access points in the network. So this means that the things that are inside this folder, the local folder, it can be shared via internet. The simple words, simple English words, the things that are present inside this folder cannot be shared via internet. It is only accessed by this machine, that is my machine, that is also known as the local machine. That's why the name local. Okay, it can only be accessed by local machine. It can't be configured above the internet. Okay, it can't be shared on the internet. Understood? Next go to the main root folder, then root/lib. This lib folder, lib, this lib folder. What is this lib folder? This lib is actually the short form of library. So this houses the dynamic linked shared libraries for programs, all DLLs. Okay, dynamic linked libraries. Okay, dynamic linked libraries. The DLL files are over here. What these dynamic linked files are? That means, suppose one folder is app is using some other one file, and other app is also needing that file. Okay, so that file is actually shared between those two apps. Suppose Chrome is running and my video recorder, that is recording the video, this whole screen recorder is running. Suppose the Mozilla Firefox and the video recorder, they both need one same file. So will they fight for both the files? No, they will search the files inside this lib folder. So over here they will find separate files for themselves. Both will be same file, but they both will be having two copies of the same file inside this lib folder. Okay, that is known as dynamic linked shared libraries. Okay, shared, that means shared, a library is being shared for both of them. Okay, next comes over here, you can understand this. lib. Then comes home slash home. Yes, there it is, the home. See, inside home my user is being created. Okay, it is the users that I am creating, the personal files of me are being stored over here inside the home. Okay, inside this directory you actually work, the home directory you work on. Okay, so my user is kept over here. If I create another user, that user will be kept over here somewhere else. Okay, some other name. This is the home that my personal files is stored inside. Next comes slash root, this one, slash root. So authentication required. Okay, I will type my password, authenticate. Again it's asking my password. So see, 2 times it's asking my password. See, administrator, see over here, administrator root. Okay, see, administrator root is being appearing over here. Now see these files. What are these files used for? It is super user home directory. Okay, super user. See, you can hear the word super. What is the meaning of super? See, we are normal user. What is super user? Super user means a user having very high priority than normal user. So we are currently accessing some details that are having very high priority. Okay, very high privilege to access. Okay, these are almost president or prime minister level files. Okay, so these files are very much close to Linux, the heart of the Linux, almost you can say. Okay, next comes the var slash var. See, where is the var? var, yeah, over here. Okay, what is this? See, you can see the path over here, admin slash var. Okay, next you can see this var. This var folder, it contains variable data that is constantly changing while the system is running. While the system is running, some data are always being changed. Okay, the memory usage, the updates over here. Okay, everything, many things are not constant inside the system. You know, some things are changing. Suppose now 2 GB memory is free, and on the some other time 3 GB memory is free, on some other time 1 GB memory is free, like that. These are not constant things. So these type of things are stored inside this. Okay, inside this folder, the var means variable. Okay, the var, the short form means variable. Now as you can see, the var slash log. See, where is the var? Next come var slash log. See, log, yes, over here, this folder. What is this folder? This folder contains log files like error reports. Log is one type of warning that is being given. Okay, this file contains the error reports that may happen while booting the system, or while kind of anything that happens when the system is running. All the error reports are being stored. See, boot log 1, boot log 2, boot log 3, boot log 4. See, these are the, what should I say, is the log files that will show up, that will pop up on your screen while you fail to boot something. While you fail to boot, that means there is an error inside the boot. It will show that error, taking out the error from this file. Okay, so this is the log file. Log means just a warning that is being shown to you, or just a message, var slash mail. Where is the mail? Over here, mail. See, this folder is empty. Why folder is empty? Let's incoming and outgoing mails inside, stored here inside the system. Okay, I don't mail anyone in this system. Actually, this is my personal, I should say, programming system, so I don't actually mail from here. So that's why this folder is empty, as you can see. So mails, you know, electronic mails, emails. So mails are stored over here. Next comes var slash spool over here, spool over here. See, as if I just click on properties, it will see var slash spool. Okay, so what this folder does, it holds the file that are queued for some process like printing. Spool is actually a file that actually structure where you actually store something that is going to be printed. Okay, like that's printing or scanning. Okay, see, in printer you scan you print one by one page. So if one page is getting printed, the other pages are stored inside this spool. Understood? The other pages are stored inside this spool. That means they are being preparing to get printed. So they are stored over here. Okay, suppose page number 1 is printing. Now next you want to print page number 2. So while 1 is printing, the 2, 3, 4, all the other pages are being stored over here. So one by one page can be given to the printer and it can print. One page is given to the printer, it can print. One page is given to the printer, it can print, like that. Next comes slash temp. Okay, let's get out of here. Slash temp over here, this one, this folder, slash temp, temp. Okay, temp. See, slash temp. So this folder, what it contains, contains temporary files written by programs. Okay, these are temporary files. As you can see, temp is a short form of temporary. Okay, temporary files while running the system. Next is the slash dev, this folder, slash dev. So you can see the path, slash dev over here. Okay, the slash dev, what it contains, it holds the system, holds the device that are available to the system, like hard disks, CDs. It holds all the configuration files of the hard disks, or in case you have a SSD, it contains SSD, see, DMA heap, DMA, see, disk, CPU, okay, bus, block, okay, MQ, mapper, everything, every type of memory that you have inside the system is being stored over here. Okay, every type of memory device or every type of storage device that is being that is accessed by your system is stored inside this folder. Okay, the dev folder, or the device, actually you can call it the device folder. Dev is the short form of device. Next, the MNT /MNT. Where is MNT? This over here, MNT. See, this folder is empty. Why this folder is empty? It is directly used for mount points. See, I don't have any mount point. See, mount point means, suppose if I mount a pen drive over here, so it will contain the mount files for the pen drive. Okay, so I haven't mounted a pen drive over here, so it's not asking me for mount point. It's again asking me for the password. Why, I don't know. Okay, next comes the /proc proc over here, /proc. See, all the files are showing up with a log sign. So what this contains, the proc contains, is a virtual directory that contains information about the kernel. A kernel is the main thing that actually where actually your operating system program is written. You are using an operating system, so that operating system is containing some programs. That programs are written inside this kernel. That means this folder, the proc means process. Actually, it actually is a short form of process, PROCESS, process. So it contains all the programs, that are all the files that are being used by the operating system to run the operating system successfully. Okay, so that is a very tough folder. That is a very high priority folder, proc. And at last it comes the /lost+found. This one, /lost+found. See, nothing is over here. What it stores? It is where Linux keeps files after a system crash. If a system is crash, suppose my system just crashes right now, all the files that I am currently accessing, see this Mozilla Firefox, the video recording, all that I have kept over here, it actually stores the file inside /lost+found. You can just see the name of the folder, /lost+found. Okay, so if you lost some file, you can find that file inside there. Okay, so that is the main use of this folder. So I can expect that you have understood almost all the directory structures of Linux. So today we will do up to this. Next class we will start with a new chapter, because Linux is complete for us, because you have already done the commands. I have taught you the commands, and now today we completed the directory structure. It was a long video because I know directory structure is a very tough thing to understand. Okay, thank you everyone.